things have gotten serious when I went out and bought the first physical planner that I have owned since, I believe, 2012. See, it's there. It's got dates in it and everything, plans for my next several weeks. And you know what that means? That means that I'm here recommitting myself. Why recommit without reintroducing myself? Why recommit without providing a little statement of purpose, a little explanation of what I'm doing, a little information on what to expect? Because obviously, I, like everyone else, encourage following along, but, maybe people need a little bit more information before they decide, yep, she's the one. In the way of quick contextual biographical facts, my name obviously is Sarah, as it says on the channel name. I am 30 redacted years old. You can definitely figure out exactly how old I am, probably exactly down to my birth date in my back catalog, but I got sick of talking about my age, so we're just going to leave it kind of vague here. I'm an American from Michigan, but I live in London right now. It's the perspective that I'm coming from. Everything is informed by perspective. We all have our standpoints, and, I guess those biographical facts pretty much make up mine. Anyway, what really got me recommitted to making videos, though, was a new idea I had one day, which was that what I could do making videos is to think of it more as a scrapbook of my thoughts and ideas. It brings me back, though, to the time when I started this channel, when I posted my first video as part of my grand master plan to become a real writer. The writing process, the process of writing my first novel, revealed a lot of things to me, not in terms of how to write, but in terms of what topics preoccupy me, how I think about the world, what I see as my life at this juncture, being 30 redacted years old, trying to become a real writer, deciding that now is the time to follow my dreams because I am 30 redacted, and if I don't do it now, when am I going to do it? Conceivably later, but okay, let's take a break and I'll tell you how all ideas coalesce. When I set out to write a book, I thought it would occupy some magical plane separate from everything else in my life. And honestly, I write what I would kind of call social realist literary fiction. But what I realized is that what I write about is what I talk about, is what I think about. What I talk about and think about is what I write about. So I call my book a second coming of age story, setting off with my 29-year-old protagonist's return to her small hometown after many years away. There are also some weird religious elements to the story, which makes the second coming of age thing super hilarious. Anyway, I digress. But throughout the book, really what's happening is she and the other characters are seeking meaning in a chaotic world and a chaotic time. And what is that but what I'm doing here, putting these ideas from my life together piece by piece. Okay, yeah, but why listen to me? And I say this with the full self-awareness of how stupid it sounds. Why listen to me when I'm just this 30 redacted year old teenager, making videos, against this nice backdrop of a bookcase to prove I read. And also, if you're one of those people who likes qualifications and you like listening to people who've studied stuff, I've done that a lot for years upon years upon years upon years. I am literally trained in how to collect and synthesize information, how to decide what the story is when you're pulling on various themes. I know how to do that. And is it so inherently self-important to think that other people might want to hear about the theories that I'm constantly developing on life? And it's the thing is, I'm gonna develop these theories all the time anyway. Is it so inherently self-important to think maybe that someone might want to hear those theories? So without further ado, you could sum up what I do as developing theories, indeed, and making meaning in a chaotic world. Now, what this means is this is where I might share, philosophies I'm reading, theories, histories, even novels, works of fiction that help to understand some burning question about the world. And now I'm not going to say I will answer every question about the world, but I will ask questions. Number two is what I'm calling is documenting my continuous coming of age process. So like, as I mentioned, being 30 redacted years old, I have found that life is not at all what I thought it would be. And I don't really think I have yet come of age. I don't think I'm ever really going to come of age. If I do, I think that might actually be the end. Like maybe actually the real coming of age is death. I don't know. But I do think that throughout life, we are all in this process of continually changing and integrating new ideas and integrating new ways of being and questioning our old assumptions and approaches to life and kind of becoming new people, like, like new people continuously over time. And then finally, I also find myself talking a lot about what I'm calling creative economies. So, of course, I am in the process of trying to become a writer, a notoriously hard thing. And I have a lot of quite critical views of this creative economy world we live in, especially for someone who wants their creative work to be a little bit more than just a hobby. Like, I actually do want my writing to be something that I can do sustainably and consistently and as a primary activity in my life and not as something that's just on the side, something I do alongside my actual work. No, I actually want it to be part of a real thing I do. I'm not saying it has to be my only source of income, but I want to find ways for it to be actually actively integrated into my life. So I document that process and I talk through a lot of the pressures that I think people with this similar desire face. I talk about what it means to be trying to create art in a society and a world that seems really resistant to people creating art, that would like people to create as little art as they possibly can. I also have theories as to why our society is set up that way. Let me tell you what it is. It's, I think, because creativity gives people ideas and creativity makes people question the nature of the world. Creativity gives people a sense of autonomy. And I don't think I'm alone in thinking that we live in a society where those who control our society don't want us to be asking questions about the world or feeling a sense of autonomy or feeling good in ourselves at all. So I think we should all be promoting healthier creative economies. And so part of what I talk about in this creative economy area is the critique, what is wrong right now. But I hope that as things develop, I will start to explore more areas of how we can move forward, how we can move beyond this point and maybe come to a better system for actually maybe funding arts or supporting creators and not forcing artists to just be hobbyists. So, if that sounds good to you, yes, indeed. Please do follow along. This is my introduction. I'm excited about the topics I have in the pipeline. We're going to be revisiting the physical media conversation pretty soon. I'm going to be talking about the fragmentation of society and putting myself through a little self-experiment and potentially fragmenting my own consciousness in the effort to see if I can come to an integration of consciousness. That'll be pretty interesting. I'm a little scared for that one, but I'm also excited because I love doing self-experiments. And we've got, I might do a little reprise of some writing I've done on liminal spaces and what they mean and how they connect to our online world. And so those are just some teasers. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I actually feel reinvigorated. The planner is helping, believe it or not. It helps to have everything mapped out. And if I stop posting, I guess assume that I've failed or assume that I've decided, no, actually, I do hate this. I don't want to be on social media anymore ever again, or assume that I've found something better to do with my life.